Howdy doody, everyone. Good evening. Welcome. Here we are, live again on a Sunday. So, 7 o'clock, Sunday. This is the last one for a couple of weeks now. Christmas break, if you like. And then back to it again in January. So, welcome. We'll give it a couple of minutes, let everyone turn up. Everyone click the links. It's on 3 platforms, so just take a couple of minutes to gather the troops, if you like, and then we'll go from there. So if you've got anything you want to ask me or talk to me about, do it. Let's go for it. And then once we've got a few more folks, get the questions flowing in, get the Christmas spirit on the go. And yeah, that's what it's all about. So if any of you guys out there have had a Christmas party recently, you'll know exactly how I'm feeling today. Christmas party was last night and there was beer. So yeah, there was a meal as well, but there was beer, shall we say. So yeah, I want out late either, which is the worst thing. But yeah, you know, when you've not had a drink for a while and you have 1 or 2 or 3 and you wake up the next day like you've just been hit by a freight train, that's the kind of feeling. So welcome everyone, welcome to Tech Automotive. Is the final live of 2021. Now, it's not been the year that everyone's hoped for. It's not been the year that we were kind of promised. Hey ho, we're dealing with it. We're resilient British folk. So hopefully all you guys out there are safe and sound, and we'll just ride out the storm, guys. So you get people like me and other folk on YouTube that'll do their bit just to cheer people up and just keep everyone going. I mean, I know I'm just a little channel on a Sunday evening, but the feedback I get is really, really constructive and very good and positive. So I can't say fairer than that, to be honest. All you guys are amazing out there that sit there every Sunday and watch, and all you new guys that don't quite know what I do. Here's a quick one for you. I am a technician for the Volkswagen Group, which includes Volkswagen, Audi, Seat, Skoda. You can go as far as Lamborghini and Scania and MAN trucks if you really, really want to. That's all part of the big Volkswagen Group. So that's what I do. So I devote my time on a Sunday night. It's usually about an hour. Talking to you guys out there for any mechanical issues. It doesn't have to be the Volkswagen Group, it's just what I specialise in. Any issues you've got out there, try and help you find a resolution. Try and get you somewhere if you're struggling or stuck with any kind of thing you're doing on your driveway home. And we go from there. So it is just a bit of back and forth. I'll throw ideas at you, you chuck your questions at me. And that's pretty much where we go for about an hour. And the banter in here is really, really good. We do get some returning members from the different groups I'm live on. So we're live on Skoda Owners UK. We're also live on the Tech Automotive Facebook page. And we're also live on YouTube. So I'm totally live. I'm totally here. Sat here now. It's just past 7 o'clock on your Sunday evening. If you're in the UK anyway, it could be a different time if you're not. So we've got a couple of questions. So we've got a Facebook user. All I'm going to say is, if you have a look at this link floating across the bottom, if you just follow it, give it permission, then it lets me see who you are, so I can give a personal answer rather than just calling you Facebook user. But go on, what's your question? I'm all open, all open. Northern Jimmy, good evening, buddy. Frequent visitor, appreciate your time on a Sunday evening coming in and supporting me massively, buddy. So Merry Christmas, thank you very much. And here we go. Emma, nice to see another returning guest member. It's great to see people returning. We're having a bit of a chat outside of the live session, which I like to do. It's not a case of everything's confined to this live. People do talk to me outside of the live, and I can obviously follow up on advice, follow up on part numbers and bits and bobs that I've said I'll get you during the live. It's not a problem at all. I will reply as quick as I can. Obviously, I've got a full-time job. So, and obviously doing this and administrating the Facebook groups that I am admin for, a new one as of yesterday. So if any of you guys are mad into your detailing, the Detailing Network which is run by Dave Walker from Epic Car Show. He's got his own YouTube channel, phenomenal guy. I'm an admin for him now as well. So I look after his group, and I think of last night or this morning, the count was 14,000 members across the globe. So it's huge. So I love it. I love helping people, and I hope this portrays across to you guys out there that I just enjoy helping you and chatting. There's no agenda. There's nothing hidden. I don't get paid for it. It's all my own advice. It's all solid advice coming from a time-served, experienced technician to obviously help you guys out as best I can. So thank you very much for all you arriving on this fine Sunday evening where it's absolutely freezing outside. And yeah, there we are. So welcome. Thank you, Emma, for turning up again. I hope your Hunter alignment goes all right tomorrow. Please let me know. You know where to find me. Let me know how it goes. I'm definitely interested in what the results are going to show. I've sort of got an idea in my head what they are going to show. But, you know, I like to know. Facebook user. Again, if you're the same Facebook user as earlier, just follow this ticker across the bottom. It's going to let you give permission to StreamYard so I can see who you are. Gives you a personal touch rather than me. Again, same Facebook user. So let's have a look at your comment. What do you think about recent news that mods and remaps will be made illegal? Obviously, as in depth as I can go, I'm an MOT tester, so I can't say on a public domain that EGR deletes and DBF deletes are a good thing because I'm not allowed. It's a conflict of interest, so obviously I can't comment on that. Some modifications that I've seen are absolutely horrific, and they shouldn't be allowed. But on the other token, I do see some modified cars that are absolutely pristine and fantastically modified in a great detail as well. So I think there should be some form of extra check, so we say, or extra test, or do you remember the old Vic test you used to get on a car that's been written off? You used to have to take it for a vehicle identity check, Vic check. I think there should be something like that. If your car's modified and you've just done, let's say, an extensive suspension upgrade or something like that, just a quick cheeky test by a mechanic to say, that's all right, that's fine. It's a solid repair, solid modification. It's not going to impact anyone else on the road, and it's not going to create a greater risk for your insurance company. I think there should be something like that because they're tarring everyone with the same brush. And I'm not a mad fan of this because, like I say, there's tasteful modifications to cars. And I see some cars and I think, well, wow, if only the manufacturers do that from making the car from brand new. So I'm on the fence. I don't think you should get rid of modifications completely because that gives everyone the freedom to express who they are through the car. I just think there should be some form of safety check. I know you do have MOTs, but that's 12 months apart. So I think there should be something there to suggest that you've had a check by an MOT tester or a qualified mechanic to just confirm that you've done it well, it's legal, you've not risked anything, you've not damaged the structure of the vehicle, you've not put anyone's life at risk, including your own. So that's where I'm at with that at the moment. I hope that's helped. Gives your opinions, because I'm always open to hearing a difference of opinion, because it's not all me giving you my thoughts. It's you giving me a bit of feedback as well. So let me know what you think. Emma, been thinking, is there a special alignment setting for my Fabia? They should know the right settings. Absolutely, there is. There's settings you pick based on your chassis number and the type of suspension you have. So there's lots of different setups. The three main types are sports suspension, standard solid beam axle suspension, and then you've got rear independent axle as well. So 3 different types. Now yours, off the top of my head, will be solid beam, being a Fabia. Very rare you see independence on a Fabia. So I would say yours is a solid. So they'd be able to do a good solid geometry check, and it's going to highlight any issues. You can't change the rear on your vehicle because there's no adjustment in them. They are set. So if it's had a bang or something on either of the rear corners, it's going to show up on them readings, them gauges. So yeah, you'd like to think that the guys using these Hunters equipment, the equipment is fantastic, but you do actually have to program the car into it before you can do any work. So you'll see that on the top of the printout that they give you. It'll have your chassis number, your car, every detail about it and what sort of suspension. It does have a PR code, which is a 3-digit. It might start with a letter, or it might start with a number, but it's 3 digits. So it'll have a PR, what we call a PR code, and it's basically the suspension type fitted to your vehicle from factory. So you'll see that, but if you do get stuck, just send me a screenshot of the printout or a picture or whatever, and I can go through all that with you. That's not a problem. I can help you understand what you're looking at rather than just loads of figures and pictures of wheels and springs, and it could get quite confusing. So if you want me to do that, not a problem. Just let me know. But I wonder how many remappers tell their insurance companies. Yeah, 100%. 100%. That is a risk that you as a car owner / driver are willing to take. Now, if you can afford to have an accident and your car get written off, and then the insurance company find out your car has been modified and not been told, they have the right to cancel your insurance. Now, however far that goes, with obviously your insurance, the police dealing with the matter, who knows, it's up to them. But I think there should be a way the insurance companies make it easily accessible to let them know that you've remapped your car. Because to me, remapping a car is not exactly changing it into any form of dangerous way. You're just moving the parameters that the vehicle operates at that the factory have set. So all you're doing is adjusting software. Now, if you do start getting crazy, putting in injectors, bigger exhaust, bigger inlet, that kind of thing, then I think there's a line. But I think just for changing the software on a vehicle, there should be something dead easy. Say, yeah, I've got software on there. It's going to cost you £10 a year, something daft like that. If you're not actually altering it from factory, other than just a bit of software, you've not physically changed the vehicle. You've just changed its operating parameters. So that's what I think. That's what I think. But it's difficult because obviously, if I declared a modification on my car, I'd only do it for the reason is if I have an accident, I'd want to be insured, and I'm sure the person, if there is another person involved, would want me to be insured as well. So it's all about doing the right thing. It's all about being responsible. Unfortunately, sometimes that does come at a price. If you're modifying your car and you can't really afford the insurance, you've just got to sit back and think, can I afford to modify my car? That's my thoughts. If you've got any other opinions, yeah, please do let me know. That's what the comments are for. I do enjoy reading them, and also I do enjoy responding to them. So let me know. You're more than welcome, Emma. No problem at all. Yeah, recheck. That's all it needs. It doesn't have to be a test or anything like that. It should just be go to a pre-booked slot at a garage. Say, I've just changed my suspension. I've just lowered it. Can you give it the green light? Not a problem. They ramp it. They check all your bolts are there. They check everything's where it should be. You've got all the correct parts. It's not fouling on any other things. You're not putting yourself or anyone else at risk. And that's it, done. Whether that's another stream of revenue for a garage, it's just gonna incorporate the garages. It's going to incorporate your insurance company, and it's going to incorporate everything else. Because if you put a modification on your car, in my opinion, don't get it checked, don't tell the insurance, that's a huge risk. But then you should be rewarded for going the right way about it. Say if they did bring this check thing in, you modified your car, put on some suspension, took it to a garage and said, just check that, just give that a tick. There should be some form of, we're going to reduce this price, we're going to charge you for having a modification, because it's a safe modification. You've used good parts, you've had it checked over by a competent mechanic / MOT tester. They'll be doing the MOT anyway. So I think insurance companies should reward you in some sort of fashion based on that. Otherwise, there'd be no point in doing it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. There should just generally, you could bring so many streams of companies involved. You could definitely make it a lot of a safer world without dragging MOT testers in, without banning modifications, because you can't express yourself. You can't modify your car. A lot of people, this is their life. This is what they do. And then it sort of brings into car shows. Is that going to dwindle down to no? Because you're only going to get people that turn up to car shows with a car that they don't drive on the road. That they just have it as a track car or something daft like that. So it's an hard one. It's an hard one. I think they definitely need to rethink it, possibly get the opinions of quite a few governing bodies before they make a decision like this. Because it's horrendous. It's just, don't have a knee-jerk reaction to something and go, right, I'm going to enforce this, because you just think about it. And this is, I don't agree. Some things I don't agree, but obviously I have to genuinely be careful with what I say on a public domain because it could get torn apart, it could get twisted, and it could land me in a lot of trouble. So I have to be careful, but I can also give you my opinion. It's not affiliated with anyone. It's not affiliated with the government, the DVSA, Volkswagen, anyone I work for. It's not affiliated at all. It's all purely based on me and my opinion and my experience and what I think would be a good idea, rather than this knee-jerk, I'm going to charge you loads and you can't modify your car kind of thing. Because this is what we pay our insurance and tax and that for, and the finance, if your car's on finance. You want to be able to make it your own. You don't go and buy a 300 grand house and to be told you can't do that. You can't have that wall there. You can't make your garden look pretty. You can't denote like that, because otherwise why would you bother? You wouldn't. That's where I'm going with that. Just wouldn't. Yeah, in a way. I think it should be a 6 monthly thing as well. Like taxis and public hire vehicles, they're 6 months. They're 6 months. So I don't see why that would be an issue, because, like I say, the people that don't like paying for it or think it's another con or another tax or something like that, it's difficult, because the quality of vehicles I see can vary so massively. I could see a really, really well looked after car. I could also see a car that's been abused from day one, and to tar everyone with the same brush would be a nightmare. But a 6 monthly MOT won't be a bad thing, because you see some of them at 12 months. Or say if you advise a car for like tyres wearing or something daft, but a customer would see that advisory as, I ain't got bothered with that. And then you look at the car next year and you know they aren't bothered with that, and them tyres are still fitted to the car. It's too long. 12 months is too long. So yeah, I totally agree. Thanks, man. Hello, Facebook user. Well, if it's done, just let us know in the comments, because I know why you can't post. Just let us know. And I agree. Yeah, it's a safety mechanism. You want to know that you're getting in a good car, and everyone on the roads wants to know that you're driving a good car as well, as you with them. It's all about trust. If you can't trust people are looking after their cars right, then it's just risky. Don't need risk all the time. We like to don't need risk. Simple as that. We're caught up. My cup of the evening is Superhero Dad. Ace. Thank you to the good lady wife in the room next to me for doing that. She's put up with me in my hungover state today, which has been progressively getting better. You know, when you're out there and you just want to eat loads of crap food. I know you do, because I do, definitely. So yeah, how are your guys' weekends going out there? What you've been up to, if indeed anything at all? Whereabouts in the world are you guys from? Pop it in the comments. We'll have a chat. We'll talk about it. More than welcome anytime. I am here, like I say, 7 p.m. on Sunday evenings. Apart from the next 2 Sundays now, for obvious reasons, we've got Christmas next weekend and we've got New Year the weekend after. So this is a 2-week break, and obviously the last one of 2021. So we will be back all firing on all cylinders, no hangover and no Christmas parties in January. So here's to another another year, guys. We'll see what 2022 brings. Mr. Darren, good evening, mate. How are we? Watched your video earlier. The full shebang. Do you know what, mate? I'm half tempted in that eye detail stuff. It looks really good. For all you guys out there. Darren, like you can see, the Hairy Housewife detailing. If you follow his YouTube channel, Facebook, however, he is a YouTube reviewer for the detailing side of things, and he does reviews on all these products that get sent to him. Totally honest. It's all his opinion. None of this bullshit of someone's paid for his opinion, someone's paid for this, that, and the other. He don't work like that. He gives you an honest, it's shit or it's good, and that's fantastic. So if you guys are into the detailing sort of thing, go and give Darren a follow because he's an absolute top bloke and will help anyone with anything. And there's a massive array of quality stuff on his channel, from snow foams to shampoos to waxes. Honestly, it's all on there. So if you guys are into that, give him a follow, give him a like, give him a share. Go and watch his stuff. And he's just done this evening, which premiered, I think it was 6 o'clock, wasn't it, Darren? Your award. Now, Darren does an award thing every year, starting this year. So he's going to run it, obviously, every year as sort of the last thing over Christmas, where he gets his top 5 detailing products, whatever they may be. And the owner of the company gets I think it was a tumbler with an engraving on it, and like a little certificate from Darren saying this is the year's top product for him. Now, it was iDetail Pro this year, so I'm going to have to give him a go and give him a whirl on the channel. I've got to get through some of the stuff I've got first, and then, yeah, I will give him a go, because I've had a chat with them, and they're more than willing to help if I need it, and so are you, Darren, obviously. So let's have a look at your question. Problem with MOT, same as anything, no matter how safe, there will always be someone who can get a bent MOT, and always me, because clearly if you need a bent one, car's not safe. 100%, mate. 100%. Now, this is happening a lot and on so many different platforms. You could go on Facebook Marketplace now. You could go and type in MOT, and there's people out there doing an MOT on a car, and they're not actually seeing the car. Charging someone an absurd amount of money to have an MOT put on the car. Now, for all you guys out there that aren't MOT testers, unlike myself, the penalty for doing something like that is we have a separate license. Basically, MOT testers have a separate license to your driving license, and you get points. And now in this game, as well as the driving game, points do not make prizes. Points are a written down form of a bollocking handed to you by the DVSA. Now, if you're not aware of who the DVSA are in the UK, they are the Driving Vehicle Licence Agency. So basically, they deal with everything from car Ministry of Transport tests to your driving licence to public vehicles, anything like that. That's them. The penalty they can hand down to you is £25,000 fine upwards and prison. There's no grey area there, guys. That's what you risk doing a dodgy MOT. Now, it's up to you what you take from that and how you gain that, but that's what that tester's risking for a couple of £100 to put a bent test on a car, and that frightens the life out of me, and that needs clamping down on massively. Like I say, it's not just Facebook Marketplace, any other public selling site you can buy a bent MOT. Madness, absolute madness. iDetail Pro is fast becoming my go-to for everything. I'm hoping I could have a go, mate. Simple. Emma, because lives, yeah, totally, lives matter. Bent MOT should never be alive. Now, there's no way of governing it. Unfortunately, there's no way of governing it, because you would literally have to have proof that the car's not been on site, and so on and so forth. So there'd have to be some form of whistleblow / complaint for the DVSA to get involved, because they wouldn't know. There's that many test stations across the UK. The car could legitimately be there and legitimately be on a test. So they would literally have to investigate and check that every car that's being logged onto the MOT database is physically on the site that there's logging onto it. It's nuts. It just wouldn't be feasible. Now, the reason we have licenses and the reason we are MOT stations is the station itself has passed stringent qualities, if you like. And then the tester themselves has passed exams, passed tests, passed demonstration tests in front of the chap from the DVSA as well. And they're trusting you, if you like, to be doing it correct. Now, obviously, there is a disciplinary system should you not be following that system, which is definitely there. And they've just made it even easier to get penalised and obviously lose your testing licence. It's up to them what punishment they hand out. But yeah, they just cannot govern who's testing what, and it's scary. It's scary. Now, they have got a bit clever, the MOT system, and they have started I won't going to say started, it's been around for a while, but the emissions machine and the roller testers are now all becoming what they call connected. Now, what that means is, the way it used to work is the tester would do the brake test on the rollers, they'd do the emissions, and then the tester would write down what they see on the screen. Now, there's no form of saving what they see on the screen. Once it's gone, it's gone. So effectively, the tester can write what they want. See where I'm going with this? Now, you can't, because what is on that screen is connected to the MTS, the database, and you can't change any figures. You literally have to press send. Now, what is on that screen is what is on your MOT sheet. Should that be a fail, then that's that. You can't change it. You cannot change it at all, which is good. So it removes the bent test situation to a degree. Obviously, they're still able to do them for whatever reason, but to the DVSA, it just brings up red flags of why are they doing this? They should be doing that. Why have they sent their results online all week and then this one car hasn't? So it's getting clever, just not as quick as it could do. So that's unfortunately the situation that it's in. Hello, I'm not sure who you are. Just let me know, or follow the link along the bottom, the ticker along the bottom. You'll see it says Grant StreamYard. If you put that website in and just says allow, it'll tell me who you are. But let me know who you are. I presume this is the same person. Of course you can. You can definitely ask me a question about your Rapid. I welcome more questions. It's Bill. Hello, Bill. I've got a Rapid. There's not a small car for you. Let me know. Let me know. It's coming. It's coming. So, are we all ready for Christmas out there? Has everyone bought everything, done everything, organised everything, got the turkey, got all the stuff? Obviously, fresh veg. Got to wait for that. Is everyone ready? Kids are excited. Santa's been beamed around everywhere. I've got an app on my phone that you can video. My son can video call Santa. My daughter's well excited. The tree's obviously up, decorated. It does my head in. It takes up a corner of the room. I hate it. But that's just the inner Scrooge. Let's have a look. Is 12 miles a day enough to keep the DPF from blocking? The car seems to be doing DPF regen a lot of the time. No, but yes, it depends what road you're on, matey. If you're doing town driving, no. The cars, the diesels in particular, need to see some good high revs. They need to see a good sort of variance between sort of tootling along at 1500 RPM to getting up to the 2.5 to 3 grand. If it is just town driving, you will find that it is doing its DPF regens a lot more, but that's a good thing because the car's realizing that it's getting full before it's actually becoming a problem. Other than that, you can find that the type of fuel you're using and from where it's from as well can cause an issue. If it's got a lot of water in there, it's going to create a lot more soot, and it's going to cause that DPF to block up faster. So there's lots of little variables in there that's going to cause that DPF to sort of accumulate the soot much more faster than any other vehicle. So yeah, it's a lot of variables, buddy, a lot of variables. So yeah, just if you've got an issue now, try changing where you get your fuel from. Even if you just pop a couple of tanks of e-power through it, just to see if that's going to make any form of a difference. If it does, then obviously it's the fuel you're using rather than the distance and the driving you're doing. If it doesn't, there could be an underlying issue that's just waiting to reveal itself. So there's your options, buddy. Keep us posted though, matey. I don't mind helping at all. Bar humbug. To a point. To a point. I'm not a mad fan of the decorations. They're just, yeah, I don't know. I'm a minimalistic type of person. I don't like the tree. Just irritates me because it's there and tinsel and pine leaf. Oh, honestly, it does. It irks me. And the wife's just said we ain't got any tinsel, and even not having tinsel, it still bothers me. So yeah, I'm not a mad fan of the decoration. I don't mind the holiday, the season, and that because it's all for the kids, really, isn't it? So as long as the kids are enjoying it, and the wife seems to be enjoying herself as well, so that's all that matters. All that matters. Yeah, clutter and dust collectors. You could say that. You could say that. I think the wife would agree as well. She does a massive deep clean before any of the things go up. So tries to minimise that as best as we can. But she did do a solid deep clean, bless her. I think that was what was trying to get me to agree to put them up, or let her put them up. So yeah, this is just my thing. This is what it is. Still working on my brew. It is Monday morning tomorrow, and so I'm told we've got a busy day in the workshop, which is all good fun. It's all good fun. It does make the day go faster, but you know, when you've had a weekend off and then just getting motivated for Monday morning, just it's not a thing. And you guys out there will probably all agree, trying to get that Monday morning out of the way, and then the rest of it's quite hard because it's a full week, but yeah, getting that motivation on a Monday morning is the hardest, the hardest. Simple as that, it's hard. So that's where I'm at the minute. It is what it is. So what you guys got to tell me? What you got to tell me? We are obviously streaming across 3 sites, 3 platforms. So 2 of them on Facebook, 1 of them's on YouTube, to try and capture the audience that don't always get to see what's going on. Now, like I said earlier, I do get a lot of positive feedback just after the lives of people that they don't necessarily have to comment either. They just sit there, watch it, and let me know what they think. Now, I'd like to think I help everyone, and I will only ever give solid advice. I don't give crap. I won't fob you off. If I don't know, I'll find out and let you know after. And if I do know, I'll spend as long as it takes telling you. So that's not a problem at all. Yeah, definitely give fuel a go. If you're driving country lanes, you kind of, you're doing all right. It's not slow roads, country lanes, are they? So 60 mile an hour, give or take. Yeah, try the fuel buddy. I found that in my car, if I use a particular supermarket brand, it seems to do regens a lot more than if I use another particular brand. So yeah, I don't know why that is, other than the fact that water content can be quite huge and they differ massively. I did a service on a Range Rover on a Discovery 3. Yeah, Discovery 3, 3-litre diesel, and they've got water traps in the bottom of the fuel filter. Now the water trap light was on. It was due a full service anyway. The water trap light was on, and having removed the filter, drained the water trap, there's far too much water in that, and I don't know if they've tried to use dodgy fuel with it being a Land Rover. It could have been on a farm. It could have had absolutely out chuck through it. But the fact of the amount of water in that filter was horrendous. And I think it had only done 13,000 miles since it had a fuel filter. So yeah, it's all about trial and error, to be fair. It could have been a bad batch of fuel. It's just so many variables. Costco fuel seems to burn really well. Now, if it's petrol, then you might be having the same situation my wife's having, where ever since this, it might be a complete coincidence. You've got to be sort of careful what you say. But since this new version of fuel has been introduced, if you like, E10 at pumps, she seems to be getting a lot less miles to the gallon, and just the engine seems to be noisier as well. And now you've said here, you rock on diesel, so it's not a problem. Whether they change bits and bobs in diesel or not, it's you'll never know. You'll never know. And whether they clean the tanks out at the fuel stations, again, you'll not know. It could just be they've had a fill up and it's just swirled all the shite around in the bottom of their tanks, buried, and that's what you're left with. So yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. I found a fuel that works for me at the minute. It's not Shell. I used to use Shell, and I was starting to get into that situation where I'm paying $1.54 a litre, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And I'm getting feedback from other people that use this other particular supermarket brand. They've never had any issues, and I thought, you know what? I've not got my car's not modified. It's not mapped or anything like that. So I don't need anything performance out of the fuel. I just need fuel. So I thought, yeah, I'll give it a bash. And I did. And I didn't really notice anything different. It wasn't regenning anymore than normal. So I've stuck with it for a bit, and it seemed to be getting good miles to the gallon. I'm always up in the 50s, and I don't seem to be having a problem. And I think this evening I had a look; it was 145 a litre. Now, obviously, I'm in the Midlands. That could be massively, and I've seen massively different varying depending where you are in the world. But yeah, obviously, the further down south you go, it's horrendous. I've seen 180 a litre. That's just nuts. That might well be a motorway station as well, though. So just, I'm hoping everything crossed. There's going to be some form of reduction in fuel price, even just to get it down to what it was before the pandemic. I know it wasn't great, but it wasn't like this. So hopefully you guys are on the same wavelength there as this bloody expensive fuel, and obviously gas prices going up in the house and electric prices and stuff like that. It's shit time for us guys, us consumers at the minute. It's getting expensive, and we're not really reaping any benefits from it because the roads are still shit. We've still got the same amount of appliances using gas in the house. Note's getting better, so normally you can sort of justify a price rise if you're getting something more for it or better quality. But seeing as we're not, and honestly, it's like an episode of Mario Kart around here. You see people like an F1 track warming the tyres up, just weaving in and out of potholes and missing potholes, and that. It's going to get to a point where driving is just dangerous, because I see bent wheels daily from people that don't quite make it in time, and they've hit potholes and caused accidents and stuff like that. It's just getting nuts. So you're going to have to do something. They are going to have to do something. You did, Dan. You did. Yeah. Purely because at the minute, like I say, it used to be Shell. When Shell were 136 a litre, I didn't mind paying that. But now here in particular, I think Shell, the closest one to me just down the road, which I used to use, is 157 a litre for Shell. And if I go the same distance in the opposite direction, it's 145. If I fill my tank up every 2, maybe 3 weeks, like I do, it all adds up, mate. It all adds up. So that's my only reason, and it seems to be doing all right. So I am based in Lincolnshire, the good old farmers' fields and hills and valleys and all that crap of Lincolnshire. So you guys across the country will obviously experience different things. So as Dan's saying, Dan's from down south, not horrendously down south, but enough to see it as 152 a litre, as he's just said. And yes, Bill, it's working. Now I have called him Bill. I'm not going mad. I've known Ben years, and because I worked with two Bens, I changed this Ben's name to Bill, and we had Bill and Ben. No pun intended, and it's just stuck. So yeah, it's Bill. Evening, Steve. You all right? Good to see another regular. I love it. I love people returning, bringing the banter, and no problem, mate. You're not late. You've just arrived. So I appreciate you massively coming in. You're not late, Andy. Again, I do appreciate you coming. So we do have our chats outside of the lives, and they are great. And I do learn a lot of Ireland that I didn't know, like buying stuff. You can't buy oat flammable unless you want to pay millions of pounds to get it shipped over from here. Brexit, mate. Brexit. Gotta love it. Shell 152, BP 149. Try running a pickup. No, because you run a Volkswagen pickup. And it does look good. To be fair, your car does look good, mate. Or your pickup, sorry. Your Amarok. It's not for me. It's not for me. Yeah, I wouldn't need it. But I do like your car, your van pickup trailer thing. Amarok. There you go. It is a 3 litre as well, isn't it? Or is it the 0.2 litre? Can't remember. You have told me. Andy, both cars are getting down to around a third of a tank. Both always end up needing filled at the same time. The way I speak. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you have told me this before. So good. And have you noticed a massive a massive difference in what you're putting into what you're getting out. Just a question, really. That's obviously you're the complete opposite end of where I am. You're in Ireland, so it's always nice to get sort of geographical location of where things are and how they're performing, and just so I know. Obviously, I'm in the Midlands where it's just hills, potatoes, and cold. So it's always nice to get another opinion. The Rapid in question was someone else, but I did buy a 2 litre 2 litre 1.2 TSI Spaceback a year ago. We can't fault it. They're great engines. The 1.2 TSI is fantastic. Unless your turbo rod seizes, they're a great engine. My lady wife next to me, her old Fabia was a 1.2 petrol. Never let her down. Never. She had a couple of warranty repairs, but who doesn't? Other than that, it was a solid car. Now she's got a 20 plate Fabia, and that's got the new 1 litre TSI in it. Again, cracking engine. They just need to stop piss-arsing about with the fuel, and then they'll all work all right. Dan will never use supermarket fuel, especially diesel. Used to see so many problems with them when I worked in an independent, generally higher mileage car than I see in a dealer. 100%. Yeah, the mileage is massive in it, the difference. Yeah, I mean, I'll use it until it becomes an issue in my car, but I don't usually tend to have a car long enough to know sort of high mileage. I like to swap my cars out. Probably more than I should if you speak to the wife. I've got this one for a bit now because she won't let me buy a new one. So I'll keep an eye on that. If it does start to become a problem, obviously I can report back to everyone and say, look, this is an issue. But yeah, definitely food for thought, that is. Andy, that shipping thing is just how any shipping works when it goes via air, sea, being a nightmare for it. Well, I suppose, yeah, because you are pretty much an island. Yeah. I didn't realise it was an issue, buddy. Obviously, because most things in the UK, obviously being in England even, being fairly easy to get hold of, it's never really challenged me. So what you were telling me last week when you said the shipping's disgraceful and you can't get out was different to me because obviously I've never experienced it. Dan, so your Amarok's the last of the 2 litre, so that's got to be CR engine, right? CR engine. Got to be. Fantastic engine, though. Don't really see any issues. Steve, going back to the bloody roads, I ate a pothole last week with a right bang. Fortunately, no damage to the rim or tyre. Roads are a joke. What do we pay road tax for? Yeah, I'm unsure. It seems to be, from what I've deduced from what I've heard from people, is the road tax goes paying the bollocking that the government get for not reducing emissions. So effectively, all we're doing is paying for the emissions bill that the government gets every year for not being good enough. It doesn't actually go on the roads. That's where your council tax goes. But again, another tax that doesn't actually seem to be being spent where it should be. As long as we've got fantastic Christmas lights and I don't even know what else, then we'll just continue having shit roads. Which is weird, really, because that's how everything gets around. So you'd think that would be the number one priority. So I have seen ambulances that have come a cropper because obviously they don't tend to slow down or go around things too well at the speeds they do, and they've hit a pothole and it's just pulled them straight off the road. Now, if that's not a kick up the arse, I don't know what is. If an ambulance can't get around without blowing a tyre out and chucking a patient out the back, then there's definitely an issue. Andy, last time I filled at the price of Asda, dropped to £1.37 a litre, so I necked both. Not sure what it is now. It used to be cheaper to go over the border by 10 to £20 per litre. Not anymore. It's bollocks, mate, and it is bollocks. There's no better way to put it. It varies so much. Someone needs to step in at some point and go, listen here, you're making thousands and thousands of pounds a day off these drivers. For what? For what? I'm hearing all the time that oil's dropping by the barrel, the price ain't what it used to be, and then they use some bollocks reason that someone's fell out with someone else and now we've got to pay £1.80 a litre of fuel. I think, what? It's crippling any form of transportation, whether it be road, rail, air, whatever. It's crippling it. Everything's going up. The only thing that doesn't seem to be going up, though, is everyone's wages. And they can keep saying that the living wage has gone up and this has gone up and that's gone up, but it hasn't, has it? Because by the time the taxman's taking his slice off, you ain't earning any more than you were before a pay rise. So it needs to be considerable. 100% needs to be considerable. It's just a joke at the minute how much things are costing and what very little we're getting for our money. So yeah. Yeah, see, Dan, you know what I mean about not keeping cars very long. It's a mechanic thing. It definitely is. You see a car, you've worked on a car, you think, oh, sweet that. I like that car, so I'm going to have it. I'm going to have it. And it is. It's the mechanic mentality. And we know that the repair bills ain't going to be as much as they are if you're not a mechanic because we just do it a cent. So it's logic. It's logic. So the 2 litre CR bi-turbo with no AdBlue. Oh, mate, keep hold of that as much as you can. AdBlue's a thing of the devil, man. Awful. Horrible stuff. Shit to work on. Smells. It's essentially mechanical piss. So, yeah, not great. One of Mrs. B's colleagues stuck me today with a shot of the good stuff. I hope you're all staying clear of the lurgy thus far. Yeah, Mrs. B's colleagues. They're all vampires, honestly. I'm sure they are. They get a kick out of hurting people. I had my. Oh, she's off. Look, can you hear it? She's off now. That's it. She doesn't hurt people apparently. Sticking a needle in someone's arm hurts everyone. So that's where we're going with that. She loves it. I'm sure she's got a little bit of a sadistic thought train of thought, something like that. She loves it. So yeah, one of her many colleagues that are obviously doing the right thing for the right reasons to hopefully get the right result. Now, many people out there can give the NHS a load of shit, say it's a load of bollocks, say the jab's not working and all that. But the people that have the flu jab, do you have to have one of them every year? Yeah. Does the flu mutate every year? Yeah. Do you still get colds and quite serious, severe colds and maybe minor cases of the flu? Yeah. No one's kicked off about that. There's a lot of people out there kicking off about not having vaccines. Now, I'm not slating anti-vaxxers or out like that because I can't be asked to get into the argument. It's not an argument. You do you, and whatever makes you happy. But that's my opinion on the jab. Get it? Let's all sort this out. Get back to us lives without having restrictions every 2 minutes, being told you can't do this, can't do that. And it always seems to be at Christmas. Let's do our bit. Let them do their bit. Let these scientists do what they need to do. Get rid of this shit and game on. We crack on with his lives. Simple as that. 100%. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, yeah. And the middle class, or what they were, are now dropping into the poorer section. There's people out there that are making that decision whether they're going to eat or heat their homes. That for me is horrendous. I'm speechless. That decision shouldn't ever have to enter anyone's head at any point. You should not have to choose between whether you're warm or whether you're fed. Don't agree. I hate it. I hate it. It's horrible. But what can we do? What can we do? And just like you say, rich again, richer. Says it all, doesn't it? Andy, the majority of houses here have oil-fired central heating rather than gas. When it's time to order 1,000 litres of heating oil, you are at the mercy of the price. They're 100%. But at least you know that 1,000 litres is going to stay at that price for. So you order it at that price and you've got 1,000 litres. I mean, if you're running on gas, you're at the mercy of their gas prices daily. They're going to change daily. At least, obviously, 1,000 litres is going to last you X amount of time. With me being gas-fed central heating, whatever they set the price at is what we've got to pay. And yeah, just like diesel, petrol, water, what they say you've got to pay, because what do you do otherwise? You can't just cut the gas supply off to your house and that's it, because it ain't going to work like that. There's just, they've got you by the short and curlies, and that's it. Unfortunately, that's it. So I'm hoping that someone steps in or someone makes a decision that's going to help us consumers out soon. Definitely. I'm not going to start you on it because I'm aware you're a vaccinator. But yeah, I've said my bit. I don't want to upset anyone. Steve, bought some of that Hulk silicon spray, the other top stuff. Have you used it? And what are your results? Let us know. I love positive feedback. Or negative. Let's have a look. People can come and steal your oil from you. Oh, I suppose they could, yeah. I suppose they could. To be fair, getting fuel out of a car's not hard either, because they're all plastic tanks nowadays. Drill bit in a pot, you're done. That's how sad it is, and I'm surprised it's not started happening. Or if it has, I don't really know about it. Not around here anyway. That could all come if prices keep creeping up. I know lorries are a big target, and on lay-bys on motorways and stuff like that. Many of them are coming to drill tanks and stuff like that, and that's how sad it is out there. It's really, really sad, to be fair. But they're just doing it to themselves. The government, they're just not helping where they should be helping. But what can we do? We're just the little people, can't change out. Bless you. I did say I'd post some out to you, buddy. But again, I'm probably going to get struck with the same issue of sending it. So, yeah, you need a stockist. I'm surprised, even if you get can Euros not deliver it from Ireland? Because Euros sell it. So can I'm going to say your closest Euros, can they not just bang it in the post for you? Because they do around here, they'll do delivery. So I'm wondering if you can do that. Do you know what? Also, the second part of your thing, taking orders and refunding. Now, that has happened to me so many times at the minute. And I had to order a pair of tyres for my brother. Now, they weren't the best of size. They were all 225, 5017. It's not a normal size. Now, companies took orders, took the payment, waited a couple of days, and then they cancelled the order, stating that they've got no stock. When in actual fact, they're still offering the tyre, still listing it. They've just upped the price. And they're saying, oh, the manufacturers and all that have put the prices up. But you're listing it at that price. You should sell it at that price. If you need to change the price, you take the listing down and change the price. I don't want the refund. I want the tyres. That's exactly why I bought them. So that was an absolute arseache trying to get 2 tyres for my brother's car. Just couldn't do it. Home heating oil theft is a big thing. Tanker arrives to you, or I suppose it is a massive sort of signpost, really, isn't it? Saying this geezer's got a full tank, let's have a go, kind of thing. So I suppose it's like putting, after Christmas, when you put your recycling out, if you do in Ireland, you might do it a different way, and you've got big telly boxes and all sorts of things that you've had for Christmas, and that is just an invitation for some burglar or some low life to just come and take your stuff, because they know exactly what you've got without you even having the curtains open and seeing it, just by having the boxes outside. So that is the sad state of everything at the minute. It's a big advertising board. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? Right, guys, we've got a couple of minutes left of the last live of 2021. It's been a great year. I'm obviously talking shit. It hasn't. There's some positives I can take from this, and I hope you guys out there can take some positives from your year as well. I know it's been brick wall of shite, and it's been bad news after bad news, but we're all still here. Hopefully we're all still healthy, and it will get better. It will. We've just got to stay positive, which is why I do what I do here on a Sunday, as well as admin for the Facebook groups I'm admin of. It's not only for you guys out there, it's also to keep me sane. Now, for talking to you guys over a weekend, and of course during the week, where you guys will message me and ask me bits and bobs of advice, it keeps my head ticking. Rather than having nothing to think about, you sort of do tend to start dwindling down to thinking about the crap that's going on. And stuff like that. So you guys are helping me as much as I'm helping you. So I do appreciate it massively, especially for you guys that return every week. Bring me the questions, talk to me outside of the lives. It's fantastic. I can't thank you enough. So this is it, guys, for 2021. Again, massive thank you to all you guys out there, the repeat visitors, the people that send me questions, everything like that. You're all amazing. Merry Christmas to you all. Stay safe. If you are partying, again, stay safe. And I do hope to see you all and hear from you all in the new year. So it'll be the first Sunday of 2022. that you get to see my happy smiley face. And hopefully you've saved up a few questions and been bought a few things over Christmas that's going to need fitting, or you're going to need a bit of advice on anything like that. So save them all up. If it is really desperate, obviously chuck them on the live or message me. You guys all know where I am. So that for me is a buy for 2021. We'll leave all that shit behind us and we'll start 2022 afresh. So again, Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Have a happy new year. Massive love to all you guys out there from me, my wife, my kids, and Team Tech Automotive. So thank you very much. Take care, stay safe, and enjoy your evening.